This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, two teenagers are charged with murder, accused of killing another teen in the parking lot of the St. Charles Convention Center. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Prosecutors filed those charges just hours ago and released new information about why the deadly triple shooting happened. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan is live tonight at the Convention Center. Megan?
Ann and Mike, within the past 3 hours, we learned about a motive for the crime. Police say the teenagers met up here to trade guns. One of those teens told police that he shot at a white car that ended up crashing into this tree right here. St. Charles police told me this started with a bad decision that ended with a deadly outcome. Dixie Schaefer lives right across from the St. Charles Convention Center. Wednesday night around 8 p.m., she and her husband heard about 12 gunshots.
Just sat down maybe 4 or 5 minutes and heard some pop, pop, pop. And my husband said, I think that's gunfire, automatic gunfire.
Lieutenant Daniel Gibbons with St. Charles City says officers rushed to the scene. They found a white car crashed into a tree with 4 people inside. Officers soon learned teenagers had gathered in the parking lot to trade guns.
This was a gun crime. Gun crimes everywhere are wrong.
Investigators say during the trade, Keonta Harden pointed a gun at Gabriel Pattison, who opened fire. Both of them are 18 years old, and both have now been charged with second-degree murder. 3 people were shot, including 19-year-old Terrell Pete of St. Louis, who died.
Gun violence affects everyone. It affects the family, it affects the community. So anybody that is involved in the illegal transaction of guns or anything involving guns should think twice, especially in St. Charles.
Now, the teenagers who face numerous charges, including second-degree murder, are behind bars on a $500,000 bond. The 2 people who were shot and wounded are expected to be okay. Lieutenant Gibbons says they are not looking for anyone else associated with this crime. Live in St. Charles, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Tonight, a man is dead after a police pursuit that spanned multiple counties and ended in a shootout in Imperial. Police say the chase started near the intersection of Broadway and Shermer in St. Louis City. It ended in the Westward Heights neighborhood in Imperial. And that's where we find 5 on your side's Holden Krawicki with the latest details. Holden.
Well, and investigators with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office are still on scene taking measurements nearly 11 hours after a shootout with a man that they say was well known to local law enforcement. According to Jefferson County Sheriff Dave Marshak, detectives with the SLMPD Anti-Theft Task Force spotted 45-year-old Terry Pfeffer, who has a lengthy criminal history, driving a stolen truck. When they tried to stop Pfeffer, he sped off while firing shots at officers. That chase continued through the city into St. Louis County, where officers tried to use stop sticks to disable the truck before coming to an end in a shootout with more than 20 shots being fired between Pfeffer and responding officers.
During a high-speed pursuit passing through jurisdictions, law enforcement has many responsibilities, and number one is to keep the public safe. And the immediate threat at that point was the suspect that is driving, shooting at law enforcement officers. And make no mistake, if they are shooting at police officers, the average citizen, where do they sit on the totem pole?
A woman who was in the truck with Pfeffer throughout this entire incident was taken into custody. At this time, police have yet to release her identity or say if she is facing any charges. Reporting live in Imperial, Missouri, Holden Krawicki, 5 on your side.
We learned new details today about the murder of a 15-year-old boy in Bridgeton. The major case squad had held a news conference this morning. They blamed the rising trend of street takeovers for leading to the deadly incident Saturday night. Police responded to reports of about 100 vehicles driving recklessly near Earth City Expressway and Corporate Woods Drive. This illegal gathering, referred to as a slideshow, quickly escalated into violence. Amid the chaos, 15-year-old Gerardo Perez of East St. Louis was shot and killed.
We were able to apprehend the suspects and move to a significant step closer to ensuring justice for the victims and their families. I wanted to express deep gratitude to every member of this team.
2 teenagers now face second-degree murder charges in connection with the killing. The investigation continues, and officials urge anyone with information to contact the major case squad of Greater St. Louis. There's a new plan to reduce violent crime in the St. Louis region called Save Lives Now.
This is a regional approach with an ambitious goal to cut homicides and shootings by 20% over the next 3 years. Today, for the first time, the Save Lives Now Advisory Council met in Florissant. Our Justina Cornell was there and joins us live from the newsroom. Justina.
Well, data discussed today showed about 95% of those crimes in our region are in 3 areas: St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and St. Clair County. Now, the idea of this effort is to have targeted interventions and a coordinated, focused approach.
I think the key ingredient is collaboration, is being able to work together.
It's one of many firsts. Thursday was the first meeting for the new Save Lives Now Advisory Council, and it's the first time the St. Louis region is taking a regional approach to reduce homicides and shootings.
It's a 20% reduction in homicides and non-fatal shootings in 3 years.
This $1.5 million initiative involves St. Clair County, St. Louis City, and St. Louis County.
Unless we attack this problem regionally, we're not going to do it properly.
That's why St. Clair County Board Chairman was one of dozens in the room.
St. Clair County is committed to be a part of this solution. Crime really moves through the entire region, and so that's why we need to be a part of this.
Thomas Abt, founding director of the Violence Reduction Center, said the program will use 3 tactics: focused deterrence, cognitive behavioral therapy, and street outreach.
What is new is that no one has ever used them in this integrated way simultaneously, and no one has done it in this regional approach. One of the things that's different about this initiative is it is highly focused and highly targeted on the people who are most at risk for both becoming involved in gun violence, either as victims or as perpetrators.
Abt explained this anti-violence plan is already in 2 cities, Knoxville and Boston. And while those cities saw results fairly quickly, time will tell what the St. Louis region will see and do.
I do think we need to give this some time to work. I would also say that the strategies that we're talking about, focused deterrence, CBT, and street outreach, they can deliver results within a year or 2.
We're told cities that don't see change are ones without a plan design or implementation, and if momentum isn't maintained. Now they hope to have boots on the ground in the St. Louis region early next year.
Let's take a live look outside. It's sunny, everything is calm, but we have a lot to talk about. Storms are headed our way. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has the weather first forecast. Let's first look at maybe tomorrow morning, right, Scott?
Yeah, you know, it's really tomorrow later in the day when we're going to have our chance for showers and thunderstorms ramping up, and some of those storms could turn intense. So here's the deal. We have alert days on the way for the weekend. Friday is one, Sunday is one. Of course, this is Memorial Day weekend, right? Some strong to severe storms, what we'll be talking about. The main threats, gusty winds and hail. It's quiet out there right now. We had the storms earlier today, especially south and southeast of St. Louis with the hail. Metro area is pretty noisy early on, but our risk area tomorrow, it's all the way from Chicago down into Texas. We're right in the middle of that in St. Louis. So from a timeline perspective, it's really around and after lunchtime when we expect a line of storms to come in from the west. So keep those phones charged, the notifications on. And if you have plans outside this weekend, know your shelter operations and have ways to get that weather information. More than one way. Radio, TV, maybe your app. Make sure all those ways are there to back up the other. Right now, St. Louis Radio, the weather radio in St. Louis, no weather radio, KDO 89 is off the air. They're working on that. Mike?
Scott, thanks. St. Louis Alderwoman Kara Spencer announced today she is running for mayor. This isn't the first time she's challenged Mayor Tashara Jones. Spencer lost to Jones in 2021. The mayor kicked off her re-election campaign last week.
Coming up, a groundbreaking project in Jefferson County. The improvements being made at several schools this summer.
Plus, a Florissant pool getting ready to reopen following a multi-million-dollar makeover.